Hello YouTube and welcome to 2018. Happy New Year to all of you. I wish you all a great year with lots of success in whatever you do and of course many great animes. And tradition says that on the 1st of January I upload my top 10 animes. This year the 2017 edition. These are my 10 favorite animes that I have seen over the past 3 years. Now if you have seen last year's top 10, then you might hear some of the same things in this video, because my top 10 hasn't changed that much. However, there are two new animes who got themselves into my top 10. Now this also means that the former number 9 and 10 of last year now don't fall in my top 10 anymore. So we have to say goodbye to the former number 10 being Puella Majima Doka Magica. Now in my opinion, Puella Majima Doka Magica is still an anime that everyone should watch because it is so unique. And the former number 9 was Nodame Cantabile. This was an anime for the pure slice of life lovers and for the lovers of classical music. So if you're into that, then definitely go watch Nodame Cantabile. Because the new number 10 is immediately one of those two newcomers. And it is Nagi no Asukara, or A Lull in the Sea. As I said in my review of Nagi no Asukara past January, Nagi no Asukara is the kind of anime for which I watch anime. It is really that type of anime that I love so much. The dramatic storyline was really well written. It was gorgeously animated. The music was breathtaking. It's not for nothing that it won my awards for both best animation and best music overall last year. So Nagi no Asukara is also one of those animes that I think everyone should watch because it is such a total package. Number 9 is most likely the most controversial anime on this list, because most anime watchers won't even consider putting this in their top 10. That anime is Bokudake ga Inai Machi, or Erased. Now, if you have followed a little bit about Erased 2 years ago in the winter season, then you know that a lot of people hated, or at least had a really big problem with Erased after it ended, especially because of the ending. Now in the description box I will link to my review of Erased, as to all my reviews of all the animes that I will mention in this top 10. And in that review I explain thoroughly why I think that the ending of Bokudake ga Inai Machi was really well written. The anime on the 8th place already feels like a true classic to me, because it has been standing on this top 10 list for the past 3.5 years. That anime is True Tears. True Tears was one of the very first romance drama animes that I watched, and potentially it's the anime that really got me interested in romance drama animes. Until today, I really like how the relationships between the characters in this anime were written. And not only the relationships between all the main characters, but also between the main characters and the side characters. On number 7 there stands another classic, being Anonatsu de Materu, or Waiting in the Summer. Anonatsu is until today one of my favorite romance animes, because it did more than just your standard love triangle. It built a whole network of relationships between all our main characters, and it delivered the foundation for some very good drama, some very good romance, and there also was good comedy in this anime. The couple Ichika Kaito, the main couple of this anime, is still one of my favorite anime couples until today, and that's why I really loved Anonatsu de Materu. The anime in 6th place is an anime that now already 3 years ago took the anime community by storm, and until today it is still a highly appreciated anime. And that anime is Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, or Your Lie in April. Your Lie in April, it was such a gorgeous anime, and if there is one anime that changed my life in the most literal meaning of the word, then it is Shigatsu, because it was because of Shigatsu that I finally decided to take up piano learning myself. But Shigatsu, it was such a good romance drama anime with the emphasis on drama. Until today I consider it one of the 4 best drama animes that I have ever seen. And on top of that, it was beautifully animated by A1 Pictures. The music was gorgeous. The characters were so well written. Shigatsu only got a 4.5 out of 5 stars from me. But that is because there was one little thing missing. Otherwise it would have gotten a perfect 5 out of 5 star score. If I would go like further beyond the comma, then Shigatsu wouldn't get a 4.5. I would give this anime a 4.9 stars. Because it was really good. If you like romance drama animes, then definitely go watch Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. One place higher stands a totally different type of anime, and the second newcomer on this list, being Tsuki ga Kirei, or As the Moon So Beautiful. Tsuki ga Kirei won my awards for Best Romance Anime of 2017, of Best Seasonal Anime, and of Best Anime. I loved this anime so much. It is one of the cutest romance animes that I had seen in a very long time. And it was the first seasonal anime to ever receive the perfect 5 out of 5 star score. So if you like romance, cute romance comedies like me, then Tsuki ga Kirei definitely is an anime for you. For the anime on the 4th place, you better get your insulin ready, because it is the sweetest anime ever, being Usagi Drop. Usagi Drop is officially the cutest and most heartwarming anime that I have ever seen. And a few days ago I discovered that there's even a word for this type of subgenre of anime, being Iyashikei, meaning healing or therapeutic animes. Well, Usagi Drop is definitely a therapeutic anime. When I watched this anime, I just forgot all my worries, and I caught myself having a gigantic smile on my face every single episode. So if you want to watch a very warm and heart-melting anime, then Usagi Drop is the anime to watch. Then we get to my top 3 animes, and my top 3 has not changed in the past 3 years. These 3 animes, I liked them so much. They had quite an impact on me, which is why they are still my top 3 animes. And the first one of those, being on the 3rd place, is Angel Beats. Angel Beats was the first drama anime that had a really big impact on me. I loved the story of Angel Beats, I loved the hidden meaning, I loved the message that it wants to convey. It was also beautifully animated. I loved the character development for all of our characters, but specifically for our 2 main characters, Kanade and Otonashi. And despite the critique that it gets for its ending, which I have to admit is a bit rushed, this anime, it is still so beautiful. The message that it wants to convey about the afterlife and about how to live your life, it was so inspiring. Of course, because this was an anime original written by Jun Maeda, as you should know, my personal anime god. And Angel Beats was just simply a terrific anime. And if you're into drama animes with a really deep storyline, then Angel Beats is definitely an anime you should watch. On the 2nd place stands my all-time favorite romance comedy and all-time favorite romance anime, being Sakuraso no Pet Nakanojo, or the Pet Girl of Sakuraso. I think it has been now 3.5 to 4 years since I first watched Sakuraso. And until today, I still have nothing bad to say about this anime. I haven't found a single flaw in this anime. It did everything right. The comedy, the romance, the drama, the balance between the three of these was really well done. The animation, the music, the characters. It did everything right. There is nothing to complain about in this anime. Until today, it is just still one of the most perfect animes that I have ever seen, and definitely for a romance comedy fan like me. But my number 1, my most favorite anime of all time, also hasn't changed ever since the first moment that I watched it. And that anime, as probably the majority of you already knows, is Clannad After Story, and then Clannad also as a prequel. If there is an anime that really can change you as a person, then it is Clannad After Story. I don't think that I have talked about it like a lot on this channel, but Clannad, and this may sound really cheesy and cheap, but Clannad After Story really changed me as a person. Like, a lot of years ago, I think we're talking 7-8 years ago, something quite tragic happened in my family, and it had a really big impact on my life. And back then I was a person who didn't really know how to deal with my emotions. I kept all my emotions to myself. So I had a really hard time coping with what happened. But then suddenly, 3.5 to 4 years ago, I watched Clannad, and Clannad After Story forced me to face my emotions. And after I watched this anime, I really felt a different person. It felt like now I could cope with my emotions, and in that way Clannad After Story really helped me to get over that event that had bothered me for so long. Now it still hurts me. It's a scar on my soul that will never heal, that will never heal. But Clannad After Story really had a big impact on me and learned me, and as I said, it changed me as a person. So I am eternally grateful to Clannad After Story for doing that. I am eternally grateful to Jun Maeda, who wrote the story for the original visual novel, and I am eternally grateful to Kyoto Animation, who made the visual novel, in my opinion, into the best anime in the history of anime. And with the end of this top 10 list, we are ready to finally kick off 2018. I wonder what animes we're going to get in the next year, because as I will tell in my following video, 2018 looks like it could be a golden year for anime, with all the animes that have already been confirmed for this year. I now have to say for this year. So I will discover it, hopefully together with you, over the next 365 days. Then I will thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.